In the Senate today, the National Security Minister Gary Griffith dismissed the possibility of a second state of emergency. He also addressed the amount of legal fees paid to senior counsels and commented on the outrage over a recent shooting in Bagatelle. Melissa Dasrath has more.
The crime wave and recent killing of State Prosecutor Dana Sitahal, prompting a heightened state of alert, raised questions about whether or not there will be another state of emergency. After the murder, an amber alert was announced, and it was downgraded to green a week later. The Minister of National Security said there are different security systems in place now, and the present crime situation does not call for another SOE.
Because we have a national security alert state, what we are doing now is based on the threat assessment, and it increases, the alert state goes up. The alert state will ensure that law enforcement agencies now have the capability to ascertain the threat and know exactly what is required. So at this time, there is no need for a state of emergency, Mr. President. At that time, based on the intelligence and the information that was acquired by our law enforcement agencies.
That being said, the minister said the SOE was effective. Despite the majority of 463 detainees being released because of flawed anti-gang legislation, the minister said it allowed them to create criminal profiles and build a database of criminals. Some of them were later arrested as repeat offenders. But over the 3-month period of the SOE, the state spent $2 million on legal fees for 4 senior counsels, including Dana Sitahal.
$2,873,000, which was the cost for the 4 senior counsels. It was at a cost of $500,000 for each of the 4 persons and supporting staff fees of $873,000, Mr. President.
In the Senate, he also referred to the police shooting in Bagatelle that spurred fiery protests, and the Minister of National Security defended the 6-week full-time and 12 weeks part-time training all Special Reserve police officers are required to undergo. He said SRPs are effective and equipped. They are trained to handle a firearm, and they have the same powers of arrest.
Unfortunately, we have seen situations where we can look at a situation with an SRP and automatically pinpoint it and say, well, it's because of the lack of training of an SRP. And I want to go particular to a situation in Diego Martin West a few weeks ago, where a situation took place and an automatic decision was made that because that person was an SRP, it means that he was not trained. And nothing could be further from the truth.
Minister Griffith also said the police service is operating below 80% of its strength due to a shortage of 1,432 officers needed for manpower. He said right now they are trying to play catch-up with the recruitment process. Melissa Dasrath,